This video will be delivered in English so it can benefit the most amount of people, okay? Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to Piyush Canada. In your whole journey of from a student to a PR holder, the easiest application you will do is your postgraduate work permit application. It is super simple. It is not stressful at all. So before you start this application, there are 4 documents that you need. You already have one. One is your passport. You already have it. Second is a digital photo. Go to a Staples or go to a Staples nearby or go to a Shoppers Drug Mart, get a nice professional picture clicked. I really suggest you go to a professional photographer, pay $25 to Staples or whatever. Reason being, you have spent a good amount of money, $25,000, $30,000, $50,000 even for your education in Canada. Don't cheap out on this one last step where you have 3 years ahead of you, where you will get a 3-year permit. Get a professional picture clicked. So that's your passport, that's your photo. Now, 2 more things remaining. Second thing is a completion letter from your university. Write them an email. Hey, can you give me a completion letter? Most universities, once you graduate, they will automatically send you a completion letter. So it will say, okay, Mr. Piyush has graduated from this course and he was a full-time student from this period to this period, and he has successfully completed 60 credits and has been awarded this diploma or degree. The last thing that you need is printed copy of your transcripts from your official university. Unofficial transcript in your university portal, if you control print and print it, it is still applicable. You can still use it. I will say, why do you want to make the IRCC agent's life difficult? Wait 2 more days, go to your university, ask for a printed transcript. They are usually very quick. They will give it to you within a week. My university is amazing. They give it to you literally the next day or maybe in 2 days. If you submit at 5 p.m. then it's 2 days. So get an official transcript. That's it. That's all you need. You have to fill a IMM 5710, which is your personal details, which you already have. I think the fee is $255. The last I remember, the fee was $255. I got my work permit approved in only 26 days. And on the 26th day, I got my approval. Within 5 days, I had my work permit. And then I applied for my temporary resident visa. So I will walk you through the process. Even though it's easy, there are some things to remember. I will guide you step by step for each and every step until you hit the final submit button. Without wasting any time, let's start the video. Okay, the first thing you want to do is log into your GCK account. You will have your own logins. If you don't have a GCK, figure that out first. The first thing you want to do is log into your GCK account. Okay. Once you're in your GCK account, scroll to the bottom and click apply to come to Canada. It will say start an application. You want to click on apply to come to Canada. Once you click there, you don't have a personal reference code. There's only 3 options. You will enter visitor visa, study or work permit. Okay. Click on it. It will take you to a new page. Okay. Super easy questions, nothing to be freaked out about. I will expand this, make it bigger. So now, first question. What do you want to do in Canada? So you want to work in Canada, right? How long are you planning to stay? Since I'm going to assume that you are applying for a 3-year work permit, even in any case, it will be more than 6 months. Select the code that matches your passport. Then if you are inside Canada, you will select Canada. And then all other questions are up to your current situation. Click next. Okay, are you a permanent resident of the US? I wish, but no. What is your current immigration status? Now this is extremely important. Your study permit should be valid if and when you apply for your Pgwp. If it's not valid, I would suggest don't apply for a Pgwp. Okay, your study permit needs to be valid. You select the questions. Are you a full-time student? No, you're not a full-time student anymore. Have you recently graduated? Yes, I have recently graduated. Is work an essential part of your studies? No. No. Have you been approved for a permanent residence? I wish, but no. Have you submitted an application? No. Do you have a written job offer? Even if you have a written job offer, select no, because we are applying for an open sort of work permit, which is Pgwp, that allows you to work for any employer. Do you have an official letter that confirms that you have completed your studies? Yes, you would do. Okay. As well a copy of your final transcripts. Of course, you would have all of that. Again, questions that would apply to your particular situation. Even if you are moving provinces, just select the address that you're going to put up in your form. Just select that province. So after all of that, it will give you two options. You're eligible for temporary resident visa or a postgraduate work permit in Canada. You're going to click on postgraduate work permit. You will apply for the permit first, then we will apply for a visa. Okay. Again, it's going to ask you some similar questions again. Do you have an official letter that confirms that you've completed studies? You select yes. Have you had a medical performed by an IRCC authorized panel physician? I selected no because I did not. See, if you select no, it will ask you two more questions. If you select no, it will say, do you want to work in any of these listed, categories or any of these jobs? I did not want to work in any of these categories. I selected no. It's going to ask you another question. Will you work in any of these jobs? I will say no because I did not want to work in any of these. If you want to, you will have to give your medicals. Okay. Do you want to submit an application for a family member? In my case, no. Now, this is very important. If you are giving someone access to your application, for example, an IRCC representative or an RCIC consultant, you will select the appropriate option. In my case, I'm doing it myself, so I select no. Every single document that I upload is my responsibility. Okay. In the past 10 years, have you given fingerprints? I'm going to assume yes, because if you got a study permit and you're watching this video, you probably have given your biometrics. Okay. Will you pay your own fee? Yes, I will be paying my own fee. Are you able to make a digital copy of your documents? Yes, I am. Will you be paying your fee via Visa, MasterCard, Amex? All of those options? Yes. Now it will give you one last chance to review all of these questions. I will suggest it's a big document. It's a very important document of your life. Spend extra 5, 15, 10 minutes to review all these questions once again. Okay. Go slow. Slow is more efficient. Okay. In these cases, if you're dealing with immigration, you want to be just 200% sure about everything. Okay. Double check everything. It's a pain to fix it in the later stages of the application, whereas you fixing it right now. Okay. Now it will give you some options. Just scroll to the bottom and you only need 4 documents. If you wanna apply for your Pgwp, one you already have. So your passport, you already have it. A digital photo. Now your college must have issued you a completion of studies letter, and then you need a printed transcripts from your official university, admin department. Don't worry about the picture. I will say you have spent $50,000 of your money to graduate, or X thousand amount of dollars. Don't be cheap. Go to Staples, go to Shoppers Drug Mart, pay $25, $30, get a professional picture clicked. And now we are gonna fill the form IMM 5710. Okay. Now we'll go through it one by one. Okay. Now you want service in English or French? Depends on you. UCI number is listed on your study permit. You want to enter it without the dashes as a running number. Okay, no dashes, just 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 without any dash. Okay. Now point number 3, you will say I'm applying for one of the following. You want to check this particular option, apply for a work permit for the first time. Okay, you don't want to select apply with the same employee. Don't want to select any other option. Family name, given name as per your passport. No matter what your real name is, just enter what you have on your passport. Okay, you select all these options: male, female, others, date of birth, place of birth. All of these options are personal to you. Citizenship of your passport. Now, current country of residence. Since we selected Canada, it has already selected Canada as autofilled, right? Now, what is your current status? Again, super important thing. Your study permit should be valid when you're applying for your work permit. If your study permit has expired, don't apply for a work permit. Talk to your immigration consultant. Your study permit should be in valid state. For example, if I'm applying today on the 19th of June, my study permit should not expire until the 19th of June. It should have more validity than 19th of June. I hope I make sense. Okay. All other options are your personal your personal options. Are you married? No. Yes, no. You select your mother tongue. You know it better than me. Again, details of your passport. So when it says country or territory of issue, even though you renewed your passport inside Canada, you will still enter the country that issued your passport, right? Let's say my passport expired. My original passport was from India. It expired when I was in Canada, and I got it renewed in the Indian embassy inside Canada. I will still enter the country of issue as India because that was the country that issued my passport. I hope it's not too confusing. Your personal identity document number, if you are from India, you would have a Aadhaar card. If you're from any other country, you will have your own identity document. Current address where you want your work permit delivered. Enter your cell phone number. If IRCC wants to contact you, they will. Make sure you enter an email address as well. It's not mandatory, but I highly recommend you enter an email address. That's where IRCC will send you all your notifications if they need any document from you. Now, coming into Canada, again, super important. Date and place of your original entry. The date, the first time you landed in Canada as a student, as a whatever you landed as, of your original entry. This is also the date when your original study permit was issued. So check your study permit will have a date on it. Issue date, that's the date you entered Canada. In my case, I will enter 2021. Whichever airport you landed at, just enter Vancouver Airport, Toronto Airport, Calgary Airport. Okay. Original purpose of coming to Canada was to study at that time. Date and place of your most recent entry. Again, if you left Canada and you came back, you should enter the last entry you did into Canada. Again, which airport, or you don't have to write anything fancy like port of entry or anything. Just write name of the airport. That's it. Okay. Now, again, point number 4 is super duper important. Provide the document number of the most recent visitor record or study permit or work permit. So what that means is if you extended your study permit, you have to enter the number of your most recent study permit, which is the extended study permit. If you applied for a co-op work permit, you should enter the number of your extended co-op work permit. Okay. In my case, I extended my study permit to have a study permit number 1. I have a study permit number 2. So I enter the details of the study permit number 2, the extended study permit. Okay. So just make sure you enter the most recent document that IRCC issued you. That's what you enter here. You should enter the document number. It will be printed in black on the top right of your permit. Okay. Now, what are you planning to do in Canada? What type of work permit are you planning to do? There are a lot of options. Don't get overwhelmed. Just select postgraduate work permit. So postgraduate work permit is a type of open work permit where you do not have to give the details of the employer. So point number 2 to 7 can be left blank. You see, I'm not going to fill point number 2 to 7 because I'm not bound to an employer. This is an open work permit. I can work for any employer, any number of hours, without any restrictions anywhere in Canada. Okay. Now, education. So since you completed a 2-year, 1-year or 3-year education inside Canada, you're going to select yes. Okay, that's why they're issuing you a Pgwp, postgraduate work permit, right? You're going to select yes, and you're going to enter the Canadian education that you just took. So my education was this and this. From field and in field and level of study, you're going to enter the name of your course, master's in finance or post baccalaureate in marketing, whatever your course was. And then in school facility name, you're going to enter name of your university or college, the month you graduated, the city. It's all self-explanatory. As I told you in the beginning, it's one of the easiest applications you will do ever in your whole student to PR journey. Okay. Now employment, again, this is super important. Make sure you have not violated your study permit while you were a student. For example, let's say my course started in 01/2021. I could not have worked before this date. So just mention each and every job that you have had in Canada. Just enter the month and year. They don't ask for the date, which is, I think, which is convenient. If you're still currently doing that job and you have stopped working for a while, just leave the to portion blank. In my job as well, as soon as I graduated, I stopped working, but I was still employed, right? So I left the to portion blank. IRCC also understands that no job will fire you just because you're changing your permits. So yeah, that's it. Literally, that's it. Everything else is super simple. Just answer these questions. Have you had this? Yes, no. If you were ever denied a study permit, you say yes, I was denied. You enter the refusal application number. I was never denied a study permit. Have you previously applied to enter remain in Canada? You will say yes, I have, because you did apply to remain in Canada when you applied for your study permit, right? And if you say yes, I have previously applied, you're gonna give the details. So my original study permit was issued on this date. Then I extended my study permit. Of course, it will depend on your own situation. In my situation, I gave them all the details. My original study permit was issued on this date. Then I applied for my extended study permit. I also applied for my co-op work permit. So I gave them all the details possible. Okay. Now, everything else is super simple. Have you ever been arrested? No. All these questions, all your background information, I think I don't need to tell you what to write here. Do you consent to be contacted by IRCC? Always say yes. Just write your full name here and today's date. So after you're done, once you click validate, if you have left anything blank that was not supposed to be left blank, it's going to give you a red flag. So see, I'll show you how. So I deliberately left something blank to show you. So if you left something blank, it's going to give you a red flag. But okay, you have left these options blank. Go back and fix it. These are mandatory options. Okay. Once you click validate, save this form, go back to your GC key, and that's it. That's all you have to do. Upload all the documents. That's it. It's that simple. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments. I will try to answer as much as I can. Of course, I cannot answer situation to your own personal situation, but as much as I can, I will try to help you. All right. Please subscribe. It really motivates me a lot. Thank you so much. Bye bye. And I will see you in the next video.